new month, happy new month, happy new month. I pray that this new season shall bring good tidings for us in the name of Jesus. So please, do me a favor. Please help me invite friends, family to join in as we discuss a very interesting topic tonight, which you don't want to miss. Trust me, you don't want to miss. If you are just joining, this is Life Nugget with Damilola Mayowa OWOLABI, and welcome once again to this parental season. Tonight we want to talk about a very interesting topic that talks about a girl child. So we're going to be talking about girl child today, but in one of our next episodes we'll be talking about boy child. But today we are going to be emphasizing on girl child, and the topic is what you need to teach your girl child at puberty stage. What you need to teach your girl child at puberty stage. So one of the parents that came for counseling recently asked me this question and said, when can I start teaching my children or my girl child about puberty? And I said, oh, schools wait till they're in GS. Normally it's in the GS curriculum before they start teaching them about puberty. But nowadays, time has grown out and fly away from us. Reason is because the age that children start their puberty is not what it used to be anymore. Our children now are now fast growing, much more than what we think. Usually before a girl child start developing breasts, start developing hair under the armpits, you get to the age of maybe 11, 12, thereabouts. But now it starts from the age of 7 now. From the age of 7, I've seen girl child start developing breasts gradually. Yes, from the age of 7. And I've also seen a girl child who has started menstruation from the age of 8. That is the kind of world we have right now. Mina Toluwatoyin, thank you for joining. Blessing Emmanuel, thank you for joining. Please do help me share and rebroadcast so that every mothers, every sisters, every father, and every uncle, anyone can benefit from this video. Once again, welcome to Live Nugget with Damilola Mayowa OWOLABI, and this is the parental series. Today, as I said, we'll be talking about things you should teach your children as soon as they hit the rock of puberty stage. Okay, so let's go into it. Puberty. So what is puberty? Puberty is the time between childhood and adulthood, when girl and boys matured physically and sexually. It is the period when a girl becomes a woman and a boy becomes a man. I repeat, puberty is the time between childhood and adulthood, when girls and boys matured physically and sexually. It is the period when a girl becomes a woman and a boy becomes a man. Puberty is marked by change such as breast development, menstruation, facial hair growth, ejaculation in boys, and so on. Before I proceed, please join me as we say a word of prayer. Lord, we are grateful for this time and this day. Thank you for yet another time to learn at your feet. We'll return all the glory to you. I ask that you give me right utterance, and as I will be speaking tonight, oh God, you take it away from my mouth, and God, you will speak yourself, and it will make impact into people's life. It will bless life, it will bless soul, and we will not regret over any of our children. In Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen. So as I continue, this series is going to be helping parents, especially one-time parents, you've not passed through the stage before, or your children or your girl child is just about getting to the rock or to the bottom of that phase of hitting puberty. While we are growing up, you can testify that if we had, it is not all our parents that gave us the right information that we need at this stage of puberty. And this led a lot of us into taking some nasty decisions. There are some things that we are curious about, that we want to know desperately, but our parents seem not to give us the information. Most of them didn't give us this information not because they don't want to give us this information. They didn't give us this information because they don't have that information to give us. So they only told us what we need to know. Now, during puberty stage, you just find yourself developing breasts, you just find yourself some changes in your body parts and all of that. And then you begin to, and children are very curious. They want to get to the bottom of it. Why is this happening? So it is our duty as a parent to put them through and let them know it is normal. How to manage that time, that is what we want to discuss now, and so many other things. Okay, so as a parent, you need to learn what changes to expect, so that when you feel more prepared to help your daughter to face the challenges that will arise from this new stage of development in your child. As a parent, as I said, please take your pen, take your biro, and jot down some vital information I will be disseminating tonight, because it is very important. Don't wait until school will teach puberty. Even when school teach puberty to your child, it's not as detailed as what you will pass across to that child. Number one. Number two, the time and the period they will teach puberty, they might have outgrown it, or already they might have been dealing with it. Now, what school teaches is puberty, how it happens, but they don't teach or go deep into how to manage it, how to grow in it, what you need to do and what you don't need to do. Even if they will pick up any of those points, it's just few, not detailed, not as detailed as you parents will give to them. So most girls go through puberty somewhere between the age of 8 to 15, and as I said, now it has now even dropped down to the age of 7. And there is a wide age range when puberty starts. Girls may wonder when they will get their first period. There's this anxiety, there's this curiosity in them that bonds in them, when they hit the puberty stage, and you tell them and they begin to know, and they've got to know about puberty stage. There's this anxiety, there's this curiosity that is there, or is in them, and they want to know, when is this thing going to happen? When is this thing going to finally happen? When is this thing going to finally happen? So part of the things that happens during puberty stage is development of breasts. Breast development begins between the age of 8 and age of 13. As I said before, it has now dropped down to 7, and it continues through puberty. Breast development starts with the flat area around the nipples. Breast development starts with the flat area around the nipples. It is called areola, becoming enlarged, and breast tissue forming under the nipple. When breast development is complete, each breast is distinct and the areola is no longer appears swollen. Now, if a girl did not know this that I've just said now, and just suddenly sees that her breast is shooting out and there's a sign coming out, and she gets discomfort and she begins to ask herself questions. Now, a girl will only come to you to report that to you based on the relationship between you and the girl, based on the relationship between you and your girl child. But if you don't have a good relationship with your girl child, trust me, you would not get that girl child to report the different changes she's beginning to see in her nipples or on her breasts. So that is why I always encourage parents to always make sure we are very close, very friendly with our children. So breast size varies from woman to woman, and there is no way to try to make your breast larger or smaller. You need to let your girl child know that breast sizes differs. The breast of Toyosi is not the same. The breast size of Toyosi is not the same breast size of Sandra. Sandra might have a bigger one, and Toyosi might have a smaller one. You need to let your girl child know that it is normal when your friend has a bigger breast and you have a smaller breast. It is normal when your friend have a smaller breast and you have a bigger breast. It all depends on your body. I remember when I was growing up, and this particular period when I was about to start developing breasts, I had some classmates then, and they had started developing breasts already. There's this particular one that has a very big breast, and she packs it well. I, on the other side, I am curious, when would my own start shooting out? When would my own start shooting out? As at that time, I didn't have a good or smooth or friendly relationship with my mom as at then to pass some necessary information to me, because I wasn't really staying with her as at that time. So all I could do was to get information from my friends. And you know what they told me? They said, there's something that I can use to make my breast start shooting out and coming out, and it will come out as big as this other girl. And also a friend of mine who also had a small breast, but the breast has started developing. Mine has not started developing as at that time, but two of them, one has started developing, one is big, and the other is not too big. So the other two asked, what do I do to have a big breast like yours? And this girl advised us and told us that there's something they call kuluso, an insect, that if you take kuluso and rub it on your breast will start blowing up and your breast will start bigger. This girl convinced us and let us know that that was what she used. Thank God for us, we never got kuluso as at that time. We searched and searched, we never got kuluso. Now, this same thing is applicable to this generation of this day. You as a parent, if you don't tell your girl child, if you don't make your girl child know the right information that she needs to know about breast development, that if your breast is not big, it's just due to your body size or your person, and that is how God has created you. If your friend developed breast because of you, it doesn't make you any different. Your time is coming. It might only take a little period of time, but you too, your time is definitely coming. So these are the little help of sex education that we need to pass across to our girl child as at puberty stage, so that they would not end up to use kuluso and so many other alternatives that their friends will refer them to or will prescribe to them. And mind you, all of this add their disadvantage. They add their side effects. I even heard that some girls now take pills in order to enlarge their breasts. Please sensitize your girl child. Send them good information. Let them know that it is not right. They should wait and be patient. It will come in its due time. All right. Having passed that information, you also need to talk to them about public air. Now, public air starts along the vagina lips and outer opening of the private part. The air becomes darker and closer and grow like an inverted triangle around the vagina. Above the vagina rather. And also it links down, it spread down to all the sides of the vagina. Sometimes the air spread inside the tight as well, depending on your kind of body. Please, if you don't let your girl child know this and she starts seeing hair, There are so many information out there lingering everywhere. They tell them, if you start growing hair and you start seeing hair above your vagina or beside your vagina, that means you are a big girl and you are grown to do anything. In fact, I had heard so many people say so many things about that. Also, the reason why you should inform your child to know beforehand that hair will start growing is a sign of puberty in their vaginal parts, in their armpits, and all of that. The reasons why you need to let them know again is so that when it comes, they won't be over curious to start asking questions and sorting answers from where they are not supposed to sort answers for. Parents, if you are listening to me, I need you to jot all this down, and I need you to pass all this information across to your daughters, because it is very important. Mind you, I need to let you know that if you don't pass this information to them, what will pass the information to them is everywhere. Example, TV. Example, internet. Example, friends, and so on. Also, if they get to know this and you teach them also how to clean it, how to clean it, how to take care of their vaginal hair and all of that, it will save them the risk of infection. It will save them the risk of itching and all of that. So these are part of the reasons why it is necessary. Please stay with me. I still have a lot more to share. Also, growing. Puberty also causes you to grow through sprouts, which results in an average growth of 3.5 each every year. Your head, your hand, your feet, and the first thing to grow. Then you grow in your arms and legs, and finally your torso and your shoulder, caught up with the rest of the body. You need to let your children, your girl children, know that when they begin to see their body develop and they begin to see some changes in their body, it is normal at that stage of puberty. It's not awkward. And if any consolation, everyone goes through that awkward phase. So you are not alone. Let them know they are not alone. Everybody must go through that stage. Let them know even boys too grow through that stage. If you don't prepare their mind and whet their appetite down, and they got to that stage without the necessary information, trust me, you as a mother might not be able to deal with it. You as a father might not be able to deal with it, because they might get information that is not necessary beforehand. So to all my parents, to all mommies and daddies out there that have a girl child, please note that all this information are necessary, very necessary. No, not only necessary, compulsory to pass across to them. Now I need to let you know that usually girls get that period around 2 years after their start breast development. Girls mostly get their first period 2 years after breast development, and sometimes in these days now the reverse is now the case. I told you while I was starting this program that this generation is growing so fast and there are many changes that are beginning to come up. Now, what are the cause of these changes? The cause of these changes are what we have eaten, what we eat, and the kind of lifestyle, the kind of healthy lifestyle we take. So this needs to be known. So let's go to timing of puberty. Puberty starts at different time and lasts for different period of time for everyone. It can start as early as 8 years. Don't forget that I said now it now starts from 8 years to at least 13 years of age. The subsequence of puberty from breast development to complete physical maturity makes a year and a half or as long as 6 years. I also need to let you know, parents, that this is sometimes very difficult for girls, as some of their peers may have entered and completed puberty before they even start their own at all. And this was what I explained earlier. So that is why you need to help them, because some of their friends might have started already and they might not have started. So in order for them not to be encapped or engrossed into peer pressure and all of that, and start thinking, if this had happened to this my friend, why is it not happening to me? Okay, so we need to help them. So you may have heard that girls mature more quickly than boys, and that is somewhat true. Parents need to let the girl child know that boys get matured fast, much more than boys. Since girls usually enter puberty before about 2 years earlier than boys, below is a general timeline for physical change that occurs during puberty. So puberty events, this is the if you have your pen, please don't forget, jot down. Growth of breast happen between the stage of 7 to 13 years. It's usually before now 8 years, but now it has dropped down to 7 to 13 years. Growth of public hair, which is the armpit hair, the vagina hair, starts from the age of 18 to 14. Body growth, it starts once they are 9.5 to 14.5, thereabouts. First period are most likely to come between the age of 10 to 16.5 years. Underarm hair is usually 2 years after public hair show up. Also, pimples, acne starts around the same time the underarm hair starts. Please, as a parent, jot this down. Rewatch this video, jot this down, and help educate your child, your girl child, to know all this information, so that when she gets to that stage, she won't be a novice. It will not be new to her. She won't end up asking friends that will give her wrong information, or asking Google, or asking questions where she's not supposed to ask. Okay, parents must remember this, that puberty is not the same for everyone, and you need to let your girl child know this, that puberty is not the same for everyone. Some girls will grow public hair before they develop breast, and that is absolutely normal. It is not abnormal, it is absolutely normal. You need to let your girl child know. The weight gain is perfectly normal. Let her know that the weight gain is perfectly normal. Without gaining weight, you cannot grow taller. Let her know she cannot grow taller, develop breast, or get her first period if there is no change in weight. Okay, so what happens to a girl at puberty stage? As I said, she develops breast. Breast growth is usually the first sign of puberty stage for girls. Girls will develop breast bud or swelling and soreness around the nipple. I remember while I was developing breast at first, there's this pain, there's this pain you feel. Mothers they can relate with what I'm just saying now. There's this pain you feel. So I was feeling the pain, I didn't know who to talk to, and we children will play a lot. So mistakenly, a friend of mine hit me on the breast, and I cried. I cried my eyes out that day. Coupled with the fact that I've been feeling the pains before, but I had nobody to talk to. Now, emotionally, because I've been feeling the pain and someone now hits me, in fact, I felt sick because of that. Because I attached my emotions to it, and that was because I didn't have right information. If I had gotten someone to tell me that it is normal, as at that time, then I won't let it get to me. I won't let it get to my hair. It won't get to me that, okay, so I will quickly wave it away when I feel the pains and count it all joy that it is part of my development process. So you see, parents, why you need to let your girl child know that pain they will feel in their nipple part, in their nipple area when their breast is shooting out is normal. It doesn't mean they are sick. It doesn't mean something is wrong with them. It doesn't mean they are abnormal. It is normal. Okay, also let's talk about menstruation again. Some girls begin their menstruation between 10, and parents should prepare a child for this period. As I said, it's no longer 10. No, some children now even start menstruation as early as 8, as early as 9. Yes. Now, that is the kind of generation and the kind of world we have right now. And I said the major cause of this thing is the kind of things we eat and our healthy lifestyle. All right, so parents will do well to guide the child what to do at the period of menstruation. So things that you should teach your girl child during this period of menstruation are what kind of pad to buy. Let her know what kind of pad to buy, when and how to use the pad. Please do well to jot this down. Number 1, I said what kind of pad to buy, when and how to use the pad, how to put the pad under the underwear, how to stay clean and hygienic at this period. Little do many of us women know now that so many diseases and infection and all of that we now have at this older age and stage of our life starts from the early stage when we begin our menstruation. Lack of hygiene, lack of you cleaning up properly. What I'm laughing about, I counseled a girl recently, and I asked her questions about her menstruation, how does she clean up, and what does she do, so she told me, I use toilet roll, and whenever I use toilet roll, I just clean up, I wipe up with the toilet roll. Once that is done, that is all. So I take my bath in the morning. After the morning, I don't bath every day. I cannot bath every day. This one that there's not even cold this period. So I said, during your menstruation, do you now bath every day? He said, once I turn back and I clean up, that is all. There's nothing. I can't come and keep myself. Cold is too much now. What do you expect? Now, another scenario of a girl that was referred to me to counsel recently. That one is not even in Nigeria. She also complained of this cold and all of that. So because of that, and she also gave me the excuse of busyness. She's too busy to change her pad. That is why she combined 2 pads at the same time, so it will last a longer period. So whenever she uses the pad in the morning, she doesn't change the pad till night. Hey! So I asked the mother, what have you been doing? Please, parents, you will not be there with them, and you will not know when this starts. You will not know. So that is why you should please sensitize them and give them the right information. Teach them how to be hygiene during menstruation, during their period. Tell them to wash well. Tell them to clean up well. Tell them period and how they will change their pad. Help them to know how to place their pad properly. Okay, I will start the listing again. I said, parents, things you need to teach your girl child when she's about to start her menstruation. Number 1, what kind of pad to buy. Number 2, when and how to use the pad. Number 3, how to put the pad under the underwear, which is the pants. Number 4, how to stay clean and hygienic at that period. Number 5, for how long a pad should be there. Number 6, how to dispose the use of the pad. How to dispose the use of the pad. She needs to know about menstrual cycle, general, and notes that a pad should be kept handy whenever she's going out. Whenever she's moving closer to the week of her menstruation. You as a parent, you as a mother, you as a father, and please let me remind you, it is not a duty of a mother alone. As a matter of fact, I like it when a father comes in or step in for a girl child, in this case and in this period. It helps the girl child to have self-confidence, to believe in herself, and to help her snap out of that emotions or whatever that might cause her at that period. There's this confidence it gives them. So fathers, I implore us, let us stand up and help our daughters. It is not only a duty of a mother. No, it is not only the duty of a mother. Fathers too can step in this case. All right. As a parent, you need to start early to talk to your girl about puberty. I think I've said that before. Let your child know what to expect before the changes start occurring. Also, teach the child that everything she passed through at that time is normal. So, let me quickly jump to what to teach your child at that stage too. You need to teach your child, your girl child, practical things about puberty. Now, I want to begin to talk about the practical things that you need to teach the child. Number 1 is about menstrual period. Teach her that each month, one of her ovaries release an egg. The egg goes through the fallopian tube into the uterus. Each month, this uterus creates a lining of blood and tissues. If the egg is fertilized by a sperm, that is, if a sex occurs, this is what could happen with unprotected sex. The egg may plant itself into this uterus lining, and the result is pregnancy. Enough of we addressing our girl child and telling them, hey, you have started your menstruation. The next thing is, when any boy touches you like this, now that you have started your menstruation, you are now a girl, you are now a big girl, you are now a grown-up girl. If any boy touches you, hey, it's pregnancy. No! Enough of us passing that kind of information. Enough of us mothers and fathers telling them that way. The only thing I know my mother told me, God bless my mother, I'm not here to chastise her, I'm not here to say things in a bad way about her, but trust me, she only acted according to the knowledge she had as at that time, and which many of us falls in the same category. Many of us fall in the same category. So enough of mothers telling your child, once a guy touch you, you are pregnant. No, please explain to details to them. I will repeat it again. Teach your girl child that each month one of her ovaries release an egg. One of her ovaries releases an egg. The egg goes through the fallopian tube into the uterus. Each month, the uterus creates a lining of blood and tissues. If the egg is fertilized by sperm, which means if sex occurs, the egg may plant itself into the uterus lining and result in a pregnancy. If the egg is not fertilized, it just passes through the uterus. The uterus no longer needs the extra blood and tissue. The blood passes through the vagina as your period, as your menstrual period. The period usually lasts 2 to 7 days and happens about once in a month. Do we understand, mothers? Do we understand, mothers? Do we understand, mothers? Fathers, do we understand? Please stop all this local way of disseminating this information and creating fear into our children when they get to this stage. No. It's not done. It's not done. It's not done. Okay, I quickly want to round up this section. Teach her to keep supplies for her period in her backpack and purses. She will want some pad or pants lining being prepared for when a lady gets her period. Keeps her from being too worried. Mothers, fathers, it is our duty to get these things for them. Sometimes last 2 years, a case was brought to my table of a girl who was raped because she did not have money to buy pad, and she collected the money from a guy to buy pad, and because the guy gave her, please, how much is pad, for heaven's sake? Now this girl did not have a good and right relationship with the mom, and so she's too shy to talk to the mom about her menstrual issues, and because of that she does not collect anything from her mom. So her mom even taught her to use cloths and Kara clothes for her menstruation, and because this continuously gives her itch, she discussed with a friend. Now a friend introduced the pad to her, gave her the pad for the first time. She used the pad and she did not feel any itch, so she liked it, and because of that she wants to continue using pad. Now when she approached her mother, even with many trials, the mother shouted at her that, what about the Ankara I gave you and all of that I gave you? Shebi, I taught you how to wash it and keep it. Now because of this girl approached the guy who was always giving her the money for the pad, and the guy used this means to get to the girl and raped her. So the mother began to shout, and still, instead of the mother to accept her fault, she says, it's our loju, meaning the girl is obsessed with bad things, or the girl is just a bad girl that wants to commit immoral acts, a sexual immoral act, whereas the fault is from the mother. Please, mothers, I can't begin to share stories and share things that I've seen in this my journey of coaching girls, mothers, about sexual education and all of that, rape, and the story is uncountable. And this is why I took it upon myself to help parents and pass all this information to them. You know, these things are not taught in our church, they are not taught in mosques, they are not taught in schools, they are not taught in... So the question is, where and how do we teach this? And that is why I'm doing this. So please, parents, let us get this right and help our children. Alright, also teach her that pad comes in different sizes. They have the sticky size, so you can stick them on your underwear. Also, they are also pad liner, and they are small, thin, and you might not stick them on. Alright, teach her to be aware of mood swing. Teach your daughter that during menstrual period, sometimes she might have this experience of mood swing, and she can feel really moody right before she gets a period. This is caused by hormones. She might feel irritable. She might have trouble in sleeping. She might just feel sad unnecessarily. She might have less confidence about herself. She might even have trouble figuring out what she wants to wear. Luckily, feeling moody should go away once the menstruation starts. Sometimes she might feel pains. Also, teach your girl child to accept changes in her body. Try to be comfortable with your body changing. Teach her to be comfortable with her body changing, and not to be ashamed of it. Not to be ashamed of it. I have a girl that started dressing like a tomboy just because her body was developing, and she was ashamed of what she was seeing. So because of that, she started dressing like a tomboy, and she got so used to it that she took in every attribute, every behavior, every character of a tomboy, every negative things that influence being a tomboy. And now she ended up to be a lesbian. Now, how do I know this? During the therapy section, while we went deep into counseling, therapy, asking questions, we got to know that was the root of the problem, and that was where it was coming from. Somebody body shamed her that one of the breasts growing, one is bigger than one. So she got ashamed, and because of that, she started dressing up like a guy, putting on a polo that is bigger to cover up the figure and the shapes. So you see why it is necessary to inform them about the changes that will occur in their body. Also, if you are stressed about change, talk to your parents. Let them know that if they are stressed about change, they should talk to their parents or a health care provider that they can trust. Please tell your children to avoid dieting because their body is maturing. Hey, another case and scenario, very funny situation. A girl went into dieting just because her body was beginning to grow big, and she said, my mommy used to take water and lemon, and she will not eat in the afternoon, or she will not eat in the morning, and this and that, because she wants to maintain her figure and her shape and all of that. So while she got to the puberty stage and she begins to grow big, and there's certain changes that begin to show up on her body, she went into dieting just like her mother, and in fact with the knowledge of her mother, without the knowledge of her mother rather, and that led to ulcer at the early stage of the child. Please let your girl child know that they should not diet because of the changes that started occurring in their body. It is very important to pass this information across to them. All right, let me move on. Prevent normal weight gaining during puberty. Dieting is really unhealthy when you are growing. Okay, so on a final note, on the concluding part, when should you call a doctor? As a parent, when should you be worried? What will you see that will make you worried when your girl child hits the puberty stage? What are the signs? What are the things that should get you worried? What are the things that should make you see a doctor? So when to call a doctor when your girl child hits puberty stage? Okay, number one is when your girl child begin to worry too much about puberty. Number one. Number two is really long and heavy flow of period. When the period is overflowing and is too long, it takes 7 days, 10 days, 12 days, then you should get worried and you should see a doctor. When the flow is too heavy and it begins to lead to, turning the girl's eyes, maybe the girl's collapsing or something, you should see a doctor. I remember while I was growing up, while in school, when I started my menstrual period, this pain was overtake and mad. Hey, this pain was as bad as, if I don't get to the hospital, if they don't take me to the hospital from school or from home and I get an injection, the pain won't stop. The pain won't stop. It got so bad that even my friends pity me. Everybody knows that when that pain comes, everybody knows that I'm on my menstruation period. And this thing got me so emotional and worked me up, overworked me. So guess what? Guess the advice my friends were giving me. They said, people that used to have this kind of pains and all of that, the only thing that can save them or relieve them of this pain is when they have sex. So once you have sex, the pain will be gone. Or once you start giving birth. Hey, that is a false information. That is a real false information. Major cause of the pains is what you eat, your diet, the kind of things you eat, and your elder living lifestyle, your living lifestyle. Especially somebody that has been taking a lot of monosodium glutamate, especially somebody that has been taking a lot of carbonate drinks. Of course, that kind of result should be expected. Growing up, I remember that in my house, we cook with a lot of Ajinomoto and Vedan. A lot. So those were part of, and I take a lot of Pepsi. Oh God. Then, so when I now start menstruation, I start feeling pains, and they now tell me if I don't start having sex, it won't go. Please, it's the wrong information. Help your girl child know this. That is the wrong information. When their friend advised them that way, please help them know. Educate them that is the wrong information. Instead, take the child to the hospital. Do a lot of detoxification for the child and get to the root of what is causing those pains. Okay? There should be pain, but not a wide, very dangerous, hazardous pains like that. Okay? Also, when should you call a doctor? When the child feels a lot of pains and cramp with her period, except that when a child begins to feel itching or odor from her private parts, this could be a sign of a yeast infection or a sexual transmitted disease. So you should take the child to the hospital. A lot of acne, when the child begins to have a lot of acne, pimples, and is becoming overbearable, then she could be able to use a special soap or medication to help heal that. Our time is gone, and we've really dealt. I'm so happy that we really dealt on this topic tonight. The topic of helping your child through puberty stage. Wow. Please, if you have learned something, please give your comments, subscribe, share, like, and please always share and share and share. I usually say this: when you share and it gets to other people, you never can tell who you are saving. You are saving somebody's life. You are saving somebody's future. You are saving somebody's home. You are saving somebody's family. It is not until you become it is not until you carry Bible that you become an evangelist. You can be an evangelist through different means. All right, so I hope I've been able to do good justice to this topic tonight. If you have any question, please comment on the section below, ask me the question, and I will do well to answer every question that you ask. If you also want to see me for counseling, do well to comment on the section below, or inbox me, PM me, DM me, whichever way. Then we'll fix an appointment, and we can get talking. All right, thank you so much for your time today. I really do appreciate. God bless you, and my prayer is that God will keep our children for us. He will keep them safe. They will not become a wayward child, and He will keep them away from bad friends, bad corruption, bad corrupt manners, and He will uphold them in the name of Jesus. I also pray that they will not be influenced negatively in the name of Jesus. And when they get to this stage, the Lord will help them. He will give them the strength to overcome every challenges that comes with this stage and this period. Thank you so much again, Star Noluwapo Rachel. I really do appreciate your joining in. Please do help me share. God bless you. Thank you so much for joining again. And today I want to call it the day. Join me on Thursday again, 8 p.m. while we discuss another interesting topic. Another interesting topic you don't want to miss. You don't want to miss. To all my Facebook friends, my Instagram friends, I'm so sorry. My Instagram page, I got locked out from it for no reason today by Instagram. I don't know, but we are working on it. Hopefully, we'll get to retrieve it back. Thank you so much once again. God bless you. And on Thursday, we are going to be discussing your girl child and a type of friends. So you see, you don't want to miss it. Please call someone to join. Invite someone to join. God bless you. I love you all. Bye for now. Thank you. I love you all. Bye.